Farm View with Kieran O'Connor on WLR.
With GlanbiaConnect.com, Ireland's biggest online farming shop and more.
Well, the 2020 Beef Club is now open for 2021 calf intake. Of course, set up in 2019, it's been a huge success for Kepak and Glanbia Ireland. To join us on the line to discuss the 2020 Beef Club and the potential for 2021 calf intake is Mick O'Dowd, Agri-Business Manager for Kepak. Mick, welcome to our programme.
Thanks very much, Kieran. Delighted to join you today.
Mick, the 2020 Beef Club, obviously it's open for 2021 calf intake. Can you take us back to the setting up, why it was decided to set up and how well it has gone for you?
Yeah, delighted to, Kieran. I suppose it was launched in April of 2019, but probably a good 12 months' work had gone in between both ourselves in Kepak and Glanbia Ireland, the team in both companies. And I suppose there was many reasons for it, many motivations on both sides, but ultimately it was about, I suppose, bringing more certainty and predictability into the beef supply chain. And certainly to, focusing on the dairy side of things, it was to improve the beef calf coming off the dairy herd.
And was there a problem really that the right type of animal for the likes of yourselves in Kepak wasn't being produced, or was there a real big vacuum there, a huge room literally for improvement?
Well, I suppose the trend would have been in the kill, maybe a 60-40 split between beef coming off the suckler herd versus off the dairy herd. But, since the increase, everybody understands the expansion in dairy that took place over the last 10 years. So that has probably swung close the other direction. Now, this is a program that suckler farmers are open to as well, but particularly focusing on the dairy, the dairy beef. For some farmers who finished their own stock, there wasn't an issue at all. But for others, maybe the calf, the beef calf coming off that herd was being somewhat neglected. It wasn't the priority. It was all understandably in many cases about the cow and the milk, and the beef calf was maybe being forgotten about. So this program, one of the areas that it really wanted to focus in on was improving that beef calf coming from that dairy cow.
So really your 2020 Beef Club, for a guy to get involved, you started back in 2019, I believe, with 6,000 cattle. What did you end up with last year, and what's the potential for 2021, and how do guys get involved in the actual club?
Yeah, so when we set out, we had ambitious targets. We had a pilot phase, which was the 2019 born calves. We set a target of 6,000 calves. We were oversubscribed on that. For the 2020 born calves, we had 20,000, was a big jump, obviously. Again, we hit our target on that. And then our target, overall target on a yearly basis in terms of intake was 50,000 calves. Nice. Now, in this year for the 2021 born calves, we don't expect to hit 50,000. We probably will be further on, somewhere in the 30,000 bracket. But it's to answer the question in terms of what do farmers need to do. So I suppose the first step that a farmer needs to do, the literature is out there, and certainly if a farmer in the region does not know anything about it, contact either ourselves in Kepak or the team in Glanbia, and we will give you plenty of information on it. But the first step is to sign an expression of interest form, and that allows a consent to just view the profile of your herd through the ICBF portal. But once you're happy with the protocols that are involved in the program, what happens then is you just register your calves, your ear tags, and then follow the protocols as set out in the program. And those protocols centre around genetics, nutrition. You get full technical support from the Kepak and Glanbia team throughout the program, but also you get presented then with a pricing structure that will apply when those calves come to slaughter within, I suppose, 24 months' time.
Now, reading some brief on it, you say that over €100 per head, the benefits for some farmers last year ended up around €100 per head. But I think key in all this, as you mentioned, genetic, the breed mix as such, and indeed, was that a problem on farm and had to be improved on, and also the production, the daily life rate gain, and the use of grass, the more efficient use of grass. So that whole advice and advisory part of the club is hugely important.
Oh, really important, and one of the things we say to the members, and, I suppose in terms of members who have already finished cattle through the programme, we're over 120 at this point, but we've probably doubled that signed up between the 2020 born calves and 21 born calves already. So I suppose one of the things we say to members at the start is every bonus that's outlined in the programme, we want you achieving it. So to do that, we feel giving the farmer that technical support throughout the lifespan of the animal is really, really important. It's a heifer steer programme. It's open to all breeds bar Jersey, the Jersey breed. It's a 0 or 1 movement, so the animal's either finished on the from the farm that it was born on, or after 1 movement to the finishing farm. And I suppose so far, Kieran, we've seen average weights coming in around 330 kilos for the steers, 300 for the heifers. And as a result of that, the bonus structure is somewhere between, depending on where the market is at and the price, the average quoted price in the market, it will be between 15 and a minimum of 15 cent and a maximum of 25 cent. It's obviously then there's seasonality. So currently we're talking in May now. There's an additional 10 cent in May. There's a guaranteed breed bonus for Angus and Hereford cattle. So I suppose it's a very comprehensive pricing structure that's available.
So guys who want to call their, as you said, their local Kepak representative or Lambie Ireland representative. As regards and we'll finish on this, the average age of slaughter, getting that reduced, was that a problem out there, and how effective have you been in reducing the average age of slaughter?
Well, I wouldn't in any way say it's a problem out there. I mean, the retail spec, I suppose, is under 30 months, and the average for dairy beef in general is probably in the 28 months, 27 and a half, 28 months bracket. To date, the average age of cattle that have come through the programme is 24 months. Well, the science from all the good research by Chagas and ICBF would tell you that there's a direct correlation between methane emissions and age at slaughter. So I suppose this programme will kind of deliver probably up to a 20% reduction in methane emissions as a result of the age of slaughter that the cattle are coming through it.
Well, Mick, it was a great initiative set up in 2019. It went up to 20,000 last year. Obviously, you're hoping for a lot bigger number this year, obviously up to around double that type of number for 2021. It's open for interest and indeed open for 2021 calf intake. More information, I suppose, contact Kepak Direct or your local Glanbia representative. Mick O'Dowd, Agri-Business Manager for Kepak. Mick, thanks for taking our call. I'm delighted it's working so well, and best of luck with your 2020 Beef Club for this year's calf intake.
Thanks very much, Kieran.
Farm View with Kieran O'Connor on WLR.
With GlanbiaConnect.com. Thousands of products in the palm of your hand.